Hello, welcome to Two Wickets Down. I'm Kunal.
And I'm Basu.
On this episode, we're going to be covering the India versus Pakistan game and the brilliant century by Kohli, Pakistan being out of their own tournament, and then we'll do a recap of the tournament so far. So we'll kick it off with India versus Pakistan on Sunday. And starting from the toss, let's get it out of the way. That was one of the most boring rivalry games I think I've seen between India versus Pakistan in quite a while. There's been some one-sided games recently where India have been on top, but this was, I think, Pakistan played horribly, and then India just walked the park.
I don't think it's right, and then you can't really call it a rivalry anymore. I think anytime India meet Pakistan now, it's just almost one-sided games. I was looking at like a fact there, like a record, like in like the last 6 or 7 ODI games where India have played Pakistan. India have coasted almost coasted all the games easily.
Yeah, in the ODIs, yeah, definitely, because it's either been Champions Trophy or Asia Cup games, right? And obviously the World Cup. Looking at it from the top, I think Pakistan got their lineup wrong for sure. I think them only playing one specialist spinner turned out to be like, I don't think they would have changed the game, but it didn't give them any hope in the middle overs. And then I think India, having the advantage of playing on the one Dubai pitch, just know what they're like. I think India's lineup is quite predictable. They're gonna play spinners. They're gonna play 3 spinners every game. Like India have you might as well send the rest of the lads home. They're not getting game time unless someone gets injured. But if you look at the start of the innings, India just Pakistan, like India. Pakistan got a decent start. Babar Azam was kind of going after it. Pandey gets the wicket, and then the run out of Imam Ul Hook. It's such lazy running. And then, I will say Babar played so. Everyone. Even like Rizwan, 46 off 77. No one played anywhere close to. Probably from Saad Shakil probably played only the decent innings. And he was. People were asking for him to be dropped from the squad.
But even that innings they called it decent. That's just horrible.
If you compare it to the rest of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, him and Rizwan's partnership was just terrible. If you look at it through the middle overs there, they didn't do anything. It was so slow that partnership. That they had to do something. They were so slow. That partnership was so slow. They actually had to put.
But that just tells me that they don't have confidence in their lower order. Not even like their lower order. I'm not talking about even the bowlers. I'm even just like Salman Agha, like Tahir guy. They don't have confidence in any of them to come and actually do something, because you took so much. I don't know.
They just take up so many deliveries, and it's not like they're not scoring runs. It's not like they're not making they're not taking singles, they're not taking doubles. It's just dot balls, so many dot balls.
They were 150.
It's so bad to watch. It's so boring to watch their batting there.
Yeah, they had the Rizwan and Shakil partnership. I can see what they were trying to do by they went from 2 for 47 to they lost their third wicket at 151. So they had a 100-run partnership, which was good for Pakistan. But if you set up the platform, and all the other batsmen who came in just so slow, and I think India's bowling. There wasn't anything special
because they didn't have to be.
Yeah,
they didn't have to.
They just bowled well
because you didn't have to be anything special. Because
India's fielding was good few run-outs, catches. I know Harshit Rana dropped a catch, which I don't think was the easiest catch. We'll get to dropped catches
because when we talk about batting. We didn't have to be anything special because that bat is so slow, and then they got so late into the batting and then they had to, and then the thing is
they play so scared though.
Yeah, they started going after these shots there. Which were some at times were so unnecessary, and they got themselves out there.
But yeah, some of the Nashim Shah. I know he's only a tail ender and stuff. My thinking was more along the lines of the way Afghanistan who Bangladesh batted against New Zealand. I know, we're comparing to the thing, but they were happy to just take singles and at least some runs on the board. They were all trying to all of their batsmen at the end were trying to hit big runs. I'm like, You don't have any batting left. You might as well try to just play out the.
Yeah, like I mean, that Bangladesh game is a good example. Bangladesh had a collapse, right? But that batsman, or what's his name, Hridoy, right? He stuck in there, took singles and everything, got him scored a century, gave Bangladesh at least a great chance of getting something.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing, right? Rizwan got a good. No, yeah, was it Rizwan? Yeah, I think. No, was it? No, wasn't Rizwan. Rizwan got out to a horrible shot. Sorry, it was Tahir.
Yeah, and then the previous over to that, he stepped down and tried to sky a delivery, which you're talking about, Harshit Rana dot.
Yeah.
Next over, he got bowled.
First ball, yeah,
because he stepped out again there.
My point was, I think like for Pakistan's point of view, if one of Saad Shakil or Rizwan just stayed until like the 40th over, Pakistan are looking at like nearly 300 here, I think, then easily.
Yeah, I think the same with Saad Shakil.
He was also trying to hit Pandya for no reason.
Yeah,
like,
you're taking up so many deliveries there first, and then you're trying to hit it out there. Like, just stay in there and get the big score.
You already lost like considerably your most like reliable.
And they did the same thing in the first game. I mean, the first game where they played in New Zealand.
We'll get to that.
That is the worst batting I've ever seen. One of the worst batting performances I've ever seen in my life.
I think from India's point of view, bowling didn't need to be anything special. India's fielding was really good. Apart from the Harshit Rana drop, they took every catch, 2 run outs. Keeping was good by KL Rahul because we threw a lot of down the leg side and wides to, I don't know, just that was sort of looked like the game plan. And then coming on to India's batting,
I think the batting was great. Yeah,
batting was really good.
Overall,
I think every single batsman, I would say like Rohit Sharma getting out at 20 isn't great.
Yeah, but I think it came out and just came out like.
I think it doesn't look bad because we had 156, but you would like it's a good start for 30. I mean, you wouldn't say 31 losing your first weekend at 31 with Rohit Sharma. He was quick. He didn't waste balls. I would say that, but I would have liked
if you look at the scorecard, it says 20 off 15. I wouldn't say that, but 20 runs. But if you look at if you actually look at the match,
the total. What I'm saying is, I would have like in a future game. I don't mind losing a wicket when you're like 60 odd, like 70 runs on the board. 30 was a little thing, but then I'm trying to think. Yeah, Kohli came in. Kohli, apart from that one Harris ball he edged, which landed nowhere. I think what a lot of people have said online and even the commentators, it was probably the most vintage ODI innings I've seen from Kohli, where he didn't play one loose shot apart from the one that he skied to Harris.
And it was for Kohli. It was Kohli had like sixes. I know Kohli had like singles and doubles. And 70 score runs he scored from.
He only had 7 fours, no sixes at all. Like it was such a controlled innings, and I feel really bad for Shubman Gill and Shreyas because he ran them into the ground. Like for someone who's 36, he was running. Like even when we were watching the game live on the couch on Sunday, we were like, he kept going for every run, and it's like Pakistan, they're already dead.
The match was more like
Kohli versus century than India versus Pakistan.
Kohli was versus century rather than India versus Pakistan.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and then it was so funny watching. And then I think Iyer played really well.
Yeah,
I think he's been a dark horse of Indian ODI for the last few years now.
Yeah.
He's so consistent for Indian ODIs. Like obviously that cursed World Cup, which, and then. Every time he's played ODIs for India, Shreyas Iyer has been amazing. That was such a good inning. That partnership of him and Kohli was so good to watch. And then the last 10 overs was hysterical to watch because Kohli did not want the century.
I remember him. The best thing was him giving up to Akshay
Patel for
when he only ran a single. Because
the thing was when Iyer got out. And Pandya came in and hit us, try to hit everything. I know he only hit a 4, but Kohli was clapping. You could tell he didn't want the century today at all, and there has been times like in the World Cup in 2022 or 2023, I think, where he did want the centuries in those like Bangladesh with the wides and stuff, where he did want the century in the New Zealand game. But today he didn't want a century, and everyone else apart from Pandya it was trying to give him one, and then him screaming at Akshay Patel. Was so funny. It's like, "Do kyun nahi bhage itni dur gayi thi?" And then actually, have you seen the lip voice? And Akshay Patel says, "Bhaiya, main socha aap hi bana loge." It was so good to watch. Yeah, and then obviously ICC has turned into Indian Cricket Council because someone said since Sunday they've made 26 posts about Kohli.
I mean, they have to. Like, that's where the engagement comes from.
They've played well. India's last game is against
New Zealand.
New Zealand, which I think is good to get it out of the way because I think it'll be India's biggest test so far.
Yeah, because I want to see that because New Zealand have been playing on against
New Zealand have been playing on batting pitches because that's what Pakistan have pretty much made. But one thing I would like to see is because both teams that have come to Dubai so far that India have played have not really produced quality spinners.
New Zealand
where I'm saying New Zealand will, like our spinners, New Zealand have, I mean, we just seen what they did to us in last year at home.
Yeah.
New Zealand will have good spinners, and I want to see how India play that because I know we all talk about Kohli's weakness being either like the off stump ball lately or like spinners.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, Pakistan spinners were horrible, but I think one thing Kohli said about in his post match interview.
That he was only going after the fast
he said it, like he said, and I was very happy to hear that. He goes like, it was kind of like old Kohli. He's like, I'm gonna hit the fast bowlers, and for spinners I'm just gonna rotate strike, which he's really good at. And even against shit like Pakistan's bad spinners, he didn't really like try to even hit them too. Like he left the part-time spinner alone, and he pretty much just rotated strike to a year.
And the thing is, and the thing with New Zealand is, New Zealand's batsmen are actually playing spinners well at the moment as well.
Yeah, but it'll be good to see. I mean, obviously India played. India will play.
That should be a good game. So that will be a good game. I want to see.
Yeah, and then coming kind of more to broader looking out at the whole tournament. Pakistan going out of their own tournament after 2 games after. I don't know, what has it been like? Someone said like 20 plus years.
28 years.
28 years after hosting an ICC event, and it's everything.
I mean,
everything that has gone wrong could go wrong. Team selection was bad. Like the day performance. Do you know what's Pakistan's like most shocking thing to me is how bad their bowling is.
The bowling is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but if there's one thing Pakistan always had like a backup of, like their bowling will turn up, especially against India. Like you would think their bowling would like come alive, but like Harris Roth, like I mean Kohli has ruined Harris Roth. Like I know people say that as a joke, but he's never looked anywhere like 7 overs 52 runs. Like he was their worst. I mean, apart from Shaheen Afridi, he was there.
Sure, in the New Zealand game, I think in the New Zealand game he went for like 10 overs for like 80 odd runs.
I've got it, 10 overs for 83 runs. I've got it put up right here.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's absolutely like Harris Roth is not like I don't think so. I don't know why Pakistan haven't tried something new. Like someone said a really good stat, like keep one or few of those players around. Like few of those players are okay, but you might as well start picking your under 19 team for not the fact that this is a joke or anything, because you should give them some game time. Because it's like what used to happen in India back in the day. Like the seniors played no matter what, and in today's time, I mean, you look at like India's team. There's everyone. I think I will genuinely say is in the team based off performance. Like you have no punt, you have no. I know they're like you would like if you talked about a few years ago, punt and all these guys were like one of the people you would thought they would be in the ODI team, and there's lots of like people who everyone there I think in the Indian team is just genuinely based on skill. Like
further thing is I don't know we don't really know much about like the Pakistan cricket and all of that.
But it can't be worse than this. Then my point is you might as well try to develop those.
But the thing is when you pick your squad. The thing is, when you pick your squad, you know you're gonna play you are going to play in Dubai, right? You have to play a game in Dubai. Why are you not picking a second spinner, like a specialist second spinner? And it's not even. And in Dubai, like the ball, and it's a slow pitch in Dubai.
Well, the thing is, they had one spinner. And then they had one specialist. Then you had one part-timer, Krishdil Shah, and then your other part-time bowler was Salman.
Salman, who's your batsman? Who's your batsman?
Like you have no even person you can just throw the ball to. I mean, I don't know how much he bowled in other games. I mean, to be fair, he gave them the ball when the game was pretty much over.
Yeah, and then the other and then their backup, and then they have and then their 15-man squad. They have 2 fast bowlers. You don't need that many fast bowlers.
But the thing is, if you do have two fast bowlers, might as well play them out of the three. Apart from Nasheen Shah, who bowled really well, 8 overs, like 37 runs. I mean, Abar Ahmed. All Abar Ahmed needed was
someone to support him.
Him because he absolutely played probably their best player, and he absolutely gave Shubman Gill like one of the
balls of the tournament
so far. Or as Ramiz Raja said, balls of the century. Like you'll never see again.
Like Ramiz Raja just couldn't stop talking about it. Like
it was a great ball, but it wasn't like ball of the century. But yeah, I don't know. I think Pakistan need to really like think about I think Pakistan think too short term, because one of the things that someone else said, they haven't had a steady base for so long. They switch captains every like year or two. They switch coach. The committee goes away and they rewire.
But it's the same people that stay there. Like, but a lot of the people just stay there. Like, I mean, they need to realize that some of the players here are just not good enough there. I mean, I honestly, I mean, like you do need teams like Pakistan to like stay in these tournaments. I mean, because. I mean, Pakistan.
It's just more exciting because Pakistan, like.
I mean, like, and the thing is, they're the home team there as well.
It's so funny because I genuinely do feel a bit bad.
Yeah, I know you do feel a bit bad.
It's like for 28 years you've got a tournament back in your home country and you've played 2 games and you've lost both. And yeah, to be fair, New Zealand first game of the tournament, India second game is not an easy fixture.
Yeah, I mean,
but like my point is, if it's your home game, these are your conditions. You've asked for these pitches.
Yeah,
you've like not asked for these pitches, but you've had some say on these pitches, especially in Pakistan. I don't know how much of they can. I mean, change the Dubai pitches.
The thing is, you were a bit afraid to ask for pitches that were turning there as well. Like so in Pakistan, they didn't want slow pitches or pitches that were turning.
But then when you did get a slow pitch, you didn't play it to its strength.
Yeah, no, because that's with it. Because you couldn't because they can't bat on slow pitches because they don't have spinners, and then on Pakistan pitches where there's absolute roads, I mean their batsmen are just not good enough as well. There, that's the thing.
That's my point. Like that's the point that someone was saying is you might as well just scrap the core of the team.
The thing is their batting style is just not up to date there. It's not just up to date. Like, I mean, look at New Zealand, right? New Zealand made 320, right? And then the way they went about chasing it, like Babar Azam made 64 of 90. I mean, that's one of the worst batting. I mean, if you watch the game.
Oh yeah, I mean Pakistan. I will say this. I probably don't.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know how bad of making 241 when you basically 241 off 50 overs. Basically, they batted nearly the whole 50 overs. Like it was, Pakistan's inning was so boring. Like even like when we were watching them on Sunday, we were kind of asking like someone do something a little bit, like create some excitement. Like someone hit few 4s or 6s.
I mean, in that New Zealand game, I mean, you were thinking, right, Babar Azam has got himself in. He should play this out, and then people around him will come in there. Look, in that game, Kushdil Shah came in and hit 69 of 49. If someone has
Salman hit 42 of 28.
Yeah, so like they are there, like they have like someone could do it. Like if Babar Azam had stayed in there, and like
as much as like not to get to the Kohli comparison, but he does the Kohli thing of where he'll slow down and think. But there's 2 things like I don't think so he understands. Like you can't play like this. He doesn't run. He doesn't rotate the strike nearly as well as I know I should be slapped in the face for even putting him and Kohli in the same sentence. And plus he doesn't have that, like once you're in, then you gotta like accelerate. You gotta catch up to that like ball you wasted to get yourself in, which is totally fine to do. But you've got yourself in. Yeah, I don't know. And the thing with Pakistan, it's probably pressure too. Home tournament. You're like you've lost the first game. I'm assuming they're absolutely sweating for this game.
I mean, like they can. I mean, just learn from. I mean, just take an example of about the Australia game there, Australia-England game.
Yeah, I mean Australia-England. And all Australia did was just hang in there. English just hung in there until last like maybe 10 overs. And then he went.
Alex Carey, Josh Inglis just stuck in there for.
And that's the thing, like you kind of like, if you stick in there, like one of the best things about like if you just as a batsman stick in there and don't give a wicket away, you eventually
the other team will
panic.
That's
the thing that was my thing about like the Rizwan and Shaquille innings. I don't think that they were bad partnership because India were getting to the point of like, and I do remember when that wicket fell of Mohammad Rizwan. India, like there was a little bit of like, okay, India need a wicket here because this partnership is 100. It's starting to build, and if they stick around for another like 5-10 overs, then the rest of the batsmen who come in don't need to worry about like staying in there for like long innings. You can come in like hit and leave kind of thing, and they lost Rizwan, and then I think another like probably like I want to say next over base. They lost two wickets in 2 overs. So that puts New Zealand and India through on Group A. New Zealand only 0.2 better run rate than India. So India will likely play. I think India will likely play South Africa because I think I can see England beating South Africa.
Well, if England beats South Africa, then England will.
England aren't through because England have to play Afghanistan and South Africa.
Yeah, but England have to beat South Africa tomorrow first.
No, they play Afghanistan tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. England have to beat Afghanistan.
So Group A was pretty. I mean, in that sense, pretty straightforward. It's kind of shit that this Champions Trophy only has 4 teams in each group.
I mean, like that's what makes it like really like.
It's like a mini World Cup essentially.
Yeah, but in the World Cup, you can like. You can afford to lose like 1 or 2 games there, but in this you can't afford to lose.
I don't know how. Like, I just think I wish there was more teams, maybe more groups or something. And then Group B is South Africa on top after they absolutely gave Afghanistan the biggest wallop I've seen in a good while, like -2 net run rate. Australia clinch past England. I mean, at the end it wasn't even a clinch; they comfortably won at the end. Today's game got rained out. So that makes tomorrow's England versus Afghanistan game pretty much a knockout game for losing. So whoever loses is out, and then whoever wins has still a bit of a chance to go through.
Yeah, if England then have to play Australia. Sorry, England have to play South Africa then.
The thing is, for me, I don't know if England are guaranteed to win tomorrow. Afghanistan do weird things on days.
But the thing is, the only thing with Afghanistan here is
they wish they were on Dubai pitches.
Yeah, because these pitches are not turning there. These are just like flat batting tracks.
I mean, if we look at the schedule for the rest of the tournament here, we've got Afghanistan versus England tomorrow, Pakistan versus Bangladesh, which is going to be like a non-important game at all. Friday we've got Afghanistan versus Australia. You're hoping if you're India, Afghanistan pull a miracle out here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I think if there's one team India don't want, is either New Zealand or.
Well, India can't face New
Zealand.
Yeah,
but until towards the end, I'm saying if you want teams you don't want near the end of the tournament. I mean, when I say end of the tournament, it's like 2 more games. I think if I'm looking at team strength, I wouldn't want to play Australia or New Zealand just because of the spinners they have. Considering that India only play in Dubai.
Yeah, what India?
Only play in Dubai. So I'm just looking at the two.
Well, in the semi-finals, India can't play New Zealand anyway.
So yeah, if I'd want one team gone, it'd be Australia because of their spinners. Compared to the rest of
who did they have? They have Zampa and who else did they
have? I mean, let's see who was there. Did they even pick? They have Zampa. They just have so many people who can throw a ball. Like Labuschagne can throw a ball. Zampa can. Obviously, Maxwell can. They just have options.
I don't mind. Actually, I don't mind New Zealand. I don't mind facing Australia.
I don't want to see Travis Head either, too. I'd rather not go near him. Against England, I take our chances in England just considering what we just did to them in India. Like,
I actually would prefer South Africa there.
Yeah.
The only spinner they could have good spinners. I mean, they have Keshav Maharaj.
Yeah, I mean, they've Keshav Maharaj,
and then they would play. I'd say if they were to play in Dubai, they would play Shamsi as well.
Yeah, so they have 2. So that's what I'm saying. Any team with good spinners, I don't want them to play us. And then Friday and Saturday matches are really good.
Well, then if England qualify, as team 2 or team 1. Doesn't matter who, if like any like if doesn't matter if you team qualify team 1, team 2. If you have to play India, then like England will have to pay. If England qualify number 1 and they have to play New Zealand, I think team 1 or team 2. It doesn't matter where you qualify, but it's a team 1A or something like that.
It's ABBA, something like that. I have no idea. We'll see about it. And then I think basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all good games. Afghanistan versus Australia decides Group B. England versus South Africa also decides Group B. And then Sunday is India versus New Zealand, which doesn't decide anything, but I think from an Indian point of view, it gives us a good idea.
So I think it was semi-final one is Team A1 versus Team A2. But if India finish A2, doesn't matter who finishes A1, they will still have to play India in Dubai. So
I mean, we'll see how it goes.
So it's a bit odd, that one.
Yeah, I mean, there was something about it that it make sense to me. So we're basically, tomorrow's game is good. Thursday is nonchalant, doesn't really matter, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all good games. Sunday doesn't really matter, but Sunday is just good from an Indian point of view to understand how good India actually are so far in this tournament.
Like Thursday's game, like the way both teams are batting right now, but both teams are playing right now.
Could have a low scoring game.
Could be a good game, like
could be a low scoring good game. Yeah, that'd be nice to see.
Today was going to be a good game there. I mean,
today would have been a really good game.
It just got rained out. I was actually looking forward to today's game.
I was looking forward to South Africa bowling.
And Australia, the way Australia batted. And
I was looking forward to that bowling, South Africa bowling to Australia, and what that would have looked like. But yeah, that was a bad game for right now. You might as well have the Thursday game right now and give us today's game, because the Thursday game is literally
the South Africa England game. What did you think of that game?
South Africa.
Sorry, not South Africa England. England Australia game.
England Australia game. I thought England missed a trick.
I
think England kind of threw the game away a bit.
England didn't make enough runs.
I don't think so. I think if you... I mean, we were out. We didn't watch the game. But from everything I've read online, or at least what the online consensus is, people are saying England missed a trick and their captaincy was a bit bad. About with Josh Butler.
Yeah.
I think England didn't score. Like, England had, like... I mean, it's the same thing, right? If you don't... My point is if you don't... I mean, I disagree. I disagree completely. 351 on an ODI pitch is good enough to win a game. But I think you must. I think for someone to not defend 351, you've missed some tricks. Like, unless someone has batted out of their skin, and England did. But my point is, I don't think so. England capitalized on. They let the game run away too much.
Look, England were 3 for 201 at. Well, how much was it? 30 overs, and they ended up making only 350 there. That should be about like 370.
I mean, if you look at the trick that a lot of people are talking about, is look at their fast bowlers: 9 overs, 75 runs; 10 overs, 82 runs; 7 overs, 69 runs.
They should have had a spinner.
It's not about even having a spinner. You just didn't bowl your spinners enough.
Yeah,
like squeeze the game out.
Yeah, in the last
that's what
overs,
India. Yeah. I know in the pitch is different. India has a more spinning pitch, but all India does in the middle overs is just bowl spin on spin on spin for like good 20. Look at their spin bowling. Look at even Joe Root, 4 overs 26, which I know
he should have bowled.
Liam Livingstone still had 3 overs to bowl. Like, people are saying, and I didn't watch the game, so there's probably some things we've missed. But I think if for 351, especially, I will say this: 351 is easily chaseable, especially if you've made runs at the top of the innings. But you had Travis Head on 6. Like, Travis Head's wicket these days against Australia is pretty much like you've got the game if you got Travis Head out against thing. You had no Smith, Labuschagne stuck around, and then Inglis and Carey just they played so slow for a bit, and then they went. But and Glenn Maxwell came and played a really good innings of 32-15. So they did, like, Australia, credit to them, played really well. But
I think the last 10 overs, I heard that he should have bowled at least 1 or 2 spinners there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't see like how many of those like spinners bowled towards the end, but I think like
I mean, like Smith did it. Like he bowled Labuschagne
yeah,
in the last
I just think
the last 10 overs there.
yeah, I think it was,
I think he should have bowled at least like Livingston. He should have bowled at least 2 overs because
yeah, I don't know. I think Australia obviously played really good and batted really well, but I think there was definitely a trick miss by England to not win that game. I mean, especially when like, I mean, I just can't forget like you've got Travis Head and Smith out, like especially Travis Head, and the for me is like if you tell India that you get Travis Head out for 5, you're thinking like, okay, the game's ours. Like that's how much of a danger he is. And I mean, looking at the South Africa England game coming up, I'd be like that. I'm very interested to see. I mean, when did South Africa? Who have South Africa played so far? They played Afghanistan, which is fair enough. Like South Africa have had one really good game,
but their bowling is amazing. Their bowling is fantastic.
but that's my point. You've played Afghanistan. You've played Afghanistan one game, and you put 315. Like, yeah, I mean. And even then, like, I mean, if you look at Afghanistan's innings, no one really did anything apart from one.
Yeah, that's because of the bowling that they have.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's a short tournament, right? It's like we're trying to judge a team by one game. That's the same thing with India. I'm saying like I want to see India play New Zealand, and I'm happy it's happening in the group stages. Like get a good tournament, especially a team that has spinners.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what the
that's
only
a big. I think this India Sunday game should look at that as a bonus because you're playing a good team, and it could be another good team too. But you're playing a good team that has spinners, so it'll actually test our batting on that Dubai pitch against spinners. But also we'll see like maybe like Rohit's captaincy. How does it kind of work around like of a team because they can play spinners well too in New Zealand.
No, they do. They do.
That's what I'm saying. Like we'll see if we have to like kind of maybe
and. Like Australia's bowling is pretty weak as well.
Weak. I mean, Australia. I think Australia they won against England because of their batting.
Yeah,
but their bowling is horrendously weak in this tournament. I mean, like Australia right now, if you're looking at it as a whole, you take Australia right now because of how weak their bowling is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be exciting to see tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game should be good, and then rest of the games are also pretty good. And then yeah, I think we'll see people tomorrow after the England Afghanistan game. See who's knocked out of the tournament, and personally, I think it would be quite funny if it was England, just to see Afghanistan go through. I mean, they wouldn't go through.
No, they won't go through. But England need to play a spinner.
England need to play, and. Yeah, I don't know.
But then the thing is, there are other spin areas. Rayan Ahmed, I'm not sure if he's.
You say that, but I don't know why England. I mean, let's see who they have. They have Rayan Ahmed. They have Joe Root, Adil Rashid, Shakib Mahmood. I don't know who you drop, but it's. I'm trying to think against South Africa. Who would you rather keep? Like, what South Africa's weaknesses compared? I don't know if like Jamie Overton.
Klaassen will be back because he was only out for
that's what I'm trying to think of. Like,
because he was just like because they just kept him just because they were only resting him just for the elbow injury.
I don't know
because they didn't want to risk anything. So. Klaassen will be back, and I don't know why South Africa are playing. Go back to their
squad.
Do they have another opener? Just go down.
That's it. That's the 15-man squad.
Okay, yeah, go for Rassie van der Dusen.
Yeah,
because don't know why they picked. Who was the guy who played in the Pakistan series?
I mean, you just look at their first game against South Africa. Who they opened with? They opened with Ryan Rippleton and Tony Desori.
Tony Desori. Yeah, I mean Tony Desori. Yeah, I mean I don't know why they keep him in the ODI squad. I mean,
who else would you open with then?
I mean, they had a guy who played in the Pakistan series. I can't remember his name.
I wonder when Klaassen comes in, does Rassie van der Dusen open then?
Yeah, I think that's what.
And then
because
Klaasen's missing.
Yeah, Klaasen's
Because you have to realize someone has to get dropped from this team for Klaasen.
No, I think what will happen is, or maybe what will happen is Bavuma might open.
Bavuma is a good opener too.
Yeah, Bavuma might open, or Van der Dusen might open.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. You got anything else?
No, that's what it is there. Because I just wanted to see what South Africa's squad will be when Klaasen comes in.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us on this episode. We'll see you guys tomorrow after the England Afghanistan game.